Once again, good afternoon, everyone. I welcome you once again on the fourth day of Inspira's 7 days online hands-on workshop on statistical data analysis using SPSS. As we know, our renowned speaker, resource person, Professor Pahwa ji, great sir. I welcome you, sir, once again on fourth day of SPSS workshop. And as you all know, the topics to be covered today are graphs, creating charts and graphs, histogram, bar, pie charts, editing and customizing charts and graphs, etc. Also, I want to inform you all that I have sent the 3 assignment quizzes, and still most of the participants, some participants did not submitted their assignment quiz. So I request to all the participants to please submit these assignment quiz for e-certificates. So now I request Professor Pahwa sir to move on, sir, to agree.
So very good evening, all of you. So we are again here to just take up the session further. And I hope you have done a lot of practice because software was with you and now you are having your hands-on practices with it. And I hope you have done a good job while practicing the things on SPSS and so before
Pahwa sir, please एक बार unmute कर लीजिए.
Okay, so
yes, sir.
Before we start, let us just take some of the queries which you might have been facing, so that you also feel comfortable and everyone will be in line with what we have to do today. In order to take it further, we have to see what we have done before. It's always a good practice in your class also while you are teaching, that always revise what has been done in the class, in the previous class, to bring everyone in line. So let us just take some of the queries if you are having any.
Yes, please, participants, if you have any query regarding yesterday's session or anything else, you can ask. You can raise your hands also. No query. Renuka ji, please, can you raise your hand? You have a query? Your video was very helpful. Actually, they have recorded video, sir, so I think Shubhengu Bag. Yes, Shubhengu ji. Please ask.
Good afternoon, sir. I have not got the process of converting the percentage into the grade which you have learned yesterday.
A bit louder.
Hello, sir. I have not understand the process of converting the percentage into grade. A, grade B, grade C.
Okay.
How were you doing that? If
okay,
you,
so
repeat it, please.
Fine. Repetition, because I have received various other requests also for repetition of the compute process. You want to go for this, the recode process. So we will go for the recode process once again, no problem. Any other query if you have? If you don't have, we can just go for the repetition of the process once again.
No, sir.
Fine. So for sure, Shubhendu ji, we will definitely go for the repetition of
Charu words. Yes, Charu. Please unmute yourself.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening. But there was one condition, Shubhendu also and Charu also.
Video compulsory hai, Charu. Video compulsory.
Today and onwards, video has to be there.
Okay. Yeah. So let me first say my question and then I let my video turn on, because right now I'm on through my cell phone.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So my question is that we have discussed in yesterday's session that if you don't have a sample size of 30 or more than 30, then non-parametric test cannot be done. But is there some way out that if you have a sample size of less than 30, through transform function, we can actually make into a normal distribution, and then we can do all the non-parametric tests?
You're very correct, because what the thing is, the main thing is of normality itself.
Yeah.
Normality, or you can say, means it has to be. It should look like as if it is a probabilistic distribution, right? What happens? So though we will be taking it today itself or maybe tomorrow, but for your point of view, let me just tell you, I was my concern was only for that particular you can say, where we have 105 complete completely filled information available. So why we should go for maybe just a 22, and that not, and that these 22 were the first 22. Number one, first of all, uh, you can go for the analysis, but at the same time, the sample must be collected, or sample must be a randomly taken from the population, right? So what number one is that, and then only the parametric, non-parametric, whatever you are saying is also equally correct. That can be done. And when we have the class of 35 each, and there were 3 sections, I already told you. So actually, this was not a sample which we have taken. This is a, you can say that this is a census survey, or you can
No,
say
no.
this is
So
a
my question
census.
is
Yeah,
little different.
yeah. What you want to
I'm
say?
saying that let's say if we have taken a secondary data
Mhm.
and we have taken a sample of less than 30. So
For
is there a
example,
possibility
secondary
for
data means,
anything which we have taken from published data? Let's say if we have taken for banks and we have
okay,
collected about their NPAs,
okay,
and let's say
NPS of
we have
how much time?
less, for example, if we have taken for banks for 3 to 4 banks and for the 5 years.
3 to 4 banks for 5. Actually, what is your hypothesis in that case? That is again to be discussed.
Okay.
What you want to do with that?
No, no, it's just a query which came into my mind. Is there a possibility of changing the data which is not a normally distributed through any functions in SPSS?
No, no, no. Data will not be changed, but your
Okay.
data, if it is not adequated, the SPSS will tell you that okay, because data is not adequated, you may go for example, if you go for factor analysis. Actually, I am
Mhm.
talking beyond this workshop. There is one thumb rule that the number of variables you have, you may have to take 8 times data of that. So if you put it, it may or may not come, but yeah, 8 times data is said to be sufficient, because here again, when we are going with such type of multivariate techniques, the large sample size itself tries to become normal. Today I will be going to discuss that also. So whenever we go beyond 30, okay, no, why this 30 has been taken? So it has been proved with various experiments and various things. That's why this 30 figure has come up. Okay, so the things which goes beyond the 30, it tends to actually become normal. So when the things tends to become normal, then your job is done. Then you can apply all the test and any of the test you need. Okay, so here the SPSS will not tell you that this is or it will not convert your data at all. Okay, please understand that, because data is something which you have collected. Okay, and the analysis has to be done only on that data which is original in nature, which you have collected. Okay, so there is no technique, no tool with any of the softwares which actually converts your data. Okay, yeah, one thing is there, sometimes for the easiness, logarithms are applied in order to make it you can say magnified enough in order to do the analysis, particularly for the time series data or the panel data, because you are talking of secondary data. That's why I'm telling you.
Okay.
Hope it is okay, Charu.
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Praveen Kumar ji. Yes, Praveen Kumar ji.
First of all, very good afternoon, Sir Pahwa sir and
Very good afternoon.
Ravi Modi sir.
Ji.
Afternoon,
Myself
sir.
is Praveen Kumar, sir. I am the research scholar of Jawaharlal Nehru University
Okay.
and working as a assistant professor in government of Haryana, sir.
बहुत बढ़िया.
It is
Excellent.
it is really very good for me to enjoy this workshop with so nice and cool person, both of you, sir. Really, really very good for me.
Thank you. Thank you.
Really. And I just want to know, sir, that how much samples we can take for our PhD in social sciences. For example, if I am covering the demographic issues related with population, then how much samples I have to take from the field survey, sir?
Uh,
Is there any hard and is there any hard and
no.
fast rule
There is
regarding
no
this?
hard and fast rule.
Uh,
Actually, what the thing is,
ji,
here
sir.
in this case, see what happens.
Ji,
The
sir.
number of sample size is required when you
Yes.
have the population list. Okay. If you
Okay, sir.
have the list of the population, and from that population list, it is you can say feasible to go for a random sampling. Then you have
Oh,
to go for a random sampling, and there is nothing better than having a random sampling with you.
yes,
But
sir.
the question which you are asking, in that case, you may not be having a random sampling, right?
Okay, sir.
And there are various other methods of non probabilistic sampling which are also adequately equal,
Ji,
provided you have proved that the your data is your sample is having a normal distribution. So you can
ji.
apply all the tests which are otherwise applicable for your random sample. You can apply all those tests over here also, if
Okay,
it
sir.
is if you are having a sample which is non-probabilistic also. And
Okay,
in
sir.
non-probabilistic sampling, you can say there is no limit, means you can
Okay,
go
sir.
beyond, because you do not have the population list. So if you do not
Ji,
have a population list, you cannot determine the what sample you have to take.
ji.
So
Actually,
still
sir.
still there is a
Ji,
formula
ji,
for that. You can
ji,
apply
sir.
that those formulas also. But the thing is that it is my personal opinion that it is of no use at all, because
Ji,
until unless you have the list of the population, the application of formula will never be good. So you can choose to have adequate means you can say 300 or 400 or maybe 500, or
ji,
whatever
ji,
sample size you can take up
ji,
will be
ji,
justified. Nobody will ask a question on that to you,
ji, ji.
that
Thank
how
you,
you
sir.
have taken it, why you have taken it, nothing like that.
Ji, if you will permit, sir, then can I ask one more question, sir?
Yeah, carry on.
Uh, Actually, sir, I have some variables,
Hmm.
and then how it is possible for me to make the composite index? Because my supervisor told me when I gave him some variables regarding
Mhm.
the household facilities related with their education, their
Yeah,
income, their social status. So
can be
my
done, sir.
supervisor, my
Composite
super,
index, yeah, composite index can be of various types. Actually, what the thing is,
Ji,
first of all, you have to do a immense literature review. That actually, when we are talking of indexing, we have to see the weights which we are giving to the various variables in order to form the index.
ji, ji,
Secondly, when we are talking of indexing, at the same time, we have to see that index, whatever you will be forming, should be you can say applicable, or should be acceptable to the
ji,
public at large. So
ji.
that's why it is always recommended that while you are preparing a index, then you have to go for an immense literature review,
Okay, sir.
because on that basis itself you will be having some evidences that why you are giving certain weights to certain variables
Ji,
going for a composite index.
ji,
So those considering all those things, then whenever you will construct an index, so
ji.
definitely that will be helpful. For example, let me tell you just example of this happiness index. This
Ji.
has recently come up.
Yes, sir.
In
Yes, sir.
companies, people are using the happiness index.
Mm.
And it is also going so viral that the company which is having a very high happiness index and is having a very less stress level, and there the
Mm.
employees are joining, and the company is also progressing, employees also progressing. So to
Ji,
what
ji,
extent it is correct, that is another study. But at the same time, there has been some immense study, or there are some evidences which have
ji,
actually helped the various variables of happiness, that what can what can be included in happiness, or what
जी
can be included in unhappiness, which otherwise will be over here,
जी
right?
जी
So it's like that.
okay sir. Thank you, sir. Actually, right now I came from college, and your sessions and your interactions are too much, matlab, nice that it is always in mind that quickly I have to reach at home, and approximately for 15-hour conference will start. So really very nice.
Thank you, sir. And even if you have any other queries also, we can take it offline, no problem.
जी sir.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Thank
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
you. Okay, Dipali ji. Yes, Dipali ji. Unmute yourself.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good
So my
afternoon, Dipali.
question is that is there any thumb rule regarding minimum number of questions a variable should have so
Questions a
that our
variable should have.
results correct?
Questions a
So
variable should
suppose
have.
there is a variable. So suppose there is a variable. Suppose there is a variable like household autonomy. If I'm measuring a woman's empowerment based on autonomy, so how many minimum number of questions should be there? Like
See,
if I will ask
number
the
of
question,
question,
frame a question.
number of questions actually doesn't depends on. Actually, what I will say, rather, I should say it like this: that number of questions and the content of question totally depends on actually what you want to measure. Sometimes you can measure the things very easily in one attempt, in one question itself, right? And sometimes with many questions also I'm not able to measure that thing. And just now I have given the example of happiness. Okay, so a person, if he can be rated on this, that okay, how much happy are you? It is just a subjective matter. So happiness means something different for you, maybe different for me, and maybe different from Raviji also. So there, it is a subjective matter. But yeah, for a company or an employee who are working for one organization, it can be one thing. Means they all can be judged with certain things, or they may be having the optional questions to choose that. Okay, because suppose for example, if we talk of happiness and marriage, so it is, though it is taken as a joke, but many people are happily married. So, and many people are unhappy even without marriage. So that is what the thing is. So how you are measuring it totally depends on that. Okay, so I do not believe that there has to be certain number of questions in order to justify a variable. No, not at all. It can be justified even by one question, and if you keep on asking certain questions, you may not get even proper justification. So there is no hard and fast rule, no thumb rule for it. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank.
Renuka ji. Yes, Renuka ji. Please ask. Yes, Renuka ji.
Hello, sir. Good evening.
Hi. Very good evening. How are you?
Sir, like yesterday, we are learning a lot of things newly, and I got stuck near the computing variable. I was not able to get the answer, and I stuck there, and I was not able to move.
I will repeat it now.
Okay, okay. Thank you. I'm waiting.
Don't worry, because I think it was you who told me on the WhatsApp also that sir, I need a repetition. Somebody told me on on my I have a message on my phone. So, and as soon as we entered, Shubhendu also, Shubhendu Bagh, he also told that it is to be. So don't worry, I will repeat it.
Okay, sir.
Ujjwal said, yes, Ujjwal ji. Ujjwal ji, please unmute yourself. Yes, Ujjwal ji.
Ujjwal ji, namaste.
Ujjwal ji, unmute तो हो गया उनका mic, but he's not.
Ujjwal sir, কেমন আছে Ujjwal sir? কেমন আছে sir?
I think sir उनके connectivity problem है.
मैं बंगाली का मुझे एक ही वर्ड आता है.
Okay, Dipankar ji. Yes, Dipankar ji. Please unmute. Yes, Dipankar ji, please unmute yourself.
Hello, sir.
Yes, yes, yeah.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
I have a question, sir. regarding
Where is your video, sir?
measurement.
Sir, is your video?
Nobody is, sir, starting their video.
Hello.
For asking question, video has to be there. Yeah. Namaste.
Namaste, sir.
Yeah.
I have a question, sir, regarding measurement.
Okay.
I have not clear properly regarding nominal scale, ordinal scale, and interval and ratio.
Okay.
If time permits, you have explain again, sir, regarding nominal, ordinal, and interval, and so
Taken,
on.
sir. I'm taking the note of it. That it will definitely be. I will explain you one, because this is one of the very, very most important and basic thing. Okay. Yes. And one more thing. Yesterday, there was two questions in the quiz regarding which I intentionally asked you to confuse you. So there was one question that if you are collecting income as rupees,
and groups, sir, also.
Yeah. Will it be
I'm confusing at that time, sir.
Will it be so? Those who have cleared their concepts, they know, because if you are having this as an income as a group, right? So you have already grouped it. So it will be a ordinal type of entry, because it's always like you can say that a person is having order means when a person is having a lower income, upper income, higher income. So there is an order for it. At the same time, if you are collecting it in rupees, while you are collecting it in rupees, you can say one's income is double the other. So when we are saying double or half, it means we are multiplying and divide. So at that time, it will be a ratio one.
Ratios.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
So when you are collecting in rupees, it is ratio. When you are collecting it in group, it will be interval. Ordinal, sorry. No. Ordinal, sir. Ordinal, not interval. Ordinal.
Yes, sir.
Because you are having an order that one's first, second, third, so higher, lower, something like that.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
So regarding nominal, sir.
Nominal income cannot be nominal as such, because even if you put it as a nominal one, if you do not want to categorize it as a higher or lower or something like that, or you do not want to study the impact of income on certain things, okay, then you can take it as a nominal also. Okay, so it depends, totally depends. That I want to just study something related to, okay, for example, which actually doesn't impact the income. Suppose I want to study the happiness index in a higher income group and lower income group. Okay, provided that money is not affecting happiness. Provided money is not affecting happiness, at that in that case, both the categories can be treated as a nominal also.
Yes, sir.
Got it?
Thank you, sir.
Okay, sir. Got it.
Yes, Ujjwal ji, you can try again. One more time. Yes, Ujjwal ji. Ujjwal ji, we are not able to listen you. I think there is some connectivity problem at your side. Okay. Yes, Malini ji. Please unmute. Yes, Malini.
Yes, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, the same extension of the previous question, sir.
Yeah.
Ordinal scale to the scale one interval. Sir, you told that in Likert scale or the satisfaction level scales, it is supposed to be the ordinal one.
Yeah, it is.
Right,
it
sir?
Is ordinal. Yeah.
But in some cases, I had seen that it's been given under a scale.
Yeah, you are very correct.
I'm not clear with that.
Let me tell you, actually it is ordinal, but what the thing is, when we want to calculate, suppose for example, a mean score. For example, you might have received a phone call from a telephone company like Airtel, that to what extent are you satisfied from our service? Please rate us between 1 to 10. Have you received such a call before? Isn't it? So in that case,
no.
you might not have. I have received many. So please rate. Okay, let us just have that. If I want to take a customer survey of Airtel customers, So I have just given one question: to what extent are you satisfied with my services? Please rate us between 1 to 10. Okay. So now somebody has given 8, somebody has given 9, some might be given 10, somebody might not be satisfied, might have given 1, some has given 5. So how will I be able to judge that where I stand? So what I will be doing, I'll be actually taking average of all these. Okay. But if you see in ordinal, can you take averages? You cannot. You cannot add or subtract the things. In that case, this order of satisfaction, can you measure satisfaction, ma'am? Can you actually measure satisfaction? Do you have a scale of measuring satisfaction? No. Do you have a scale of measuring happiness? Or can we do like that, like a thermometer we put in someone's mouth and it will give us that how happy he is? We can take temperature, but we cannot measure happiness, satisfaction, love. First of all, if love would have been measured, then husband wives would have actually, gone for measuring the love for each other, and the dispute would never have come up, that who loves more than. So these all things which cannot be computed are actually taken in the scale. And when we actually want to represent a group, we have to take averages. At that time, these all ordinal things are treated as ratios also.
Okay, okay. So all your attitudinal measurement scale, like Likert and symmetric and all, we can
Yeah.
consider under a scale. Sir, I
Yeah,
have
yeah.
some more
It has to be,
queries,
madam.
sir.
It has to be, because unless you do this, you cannot come to a conclusion. You cannot. Your research will not proceed further.
Okay, okay.
How will you come to, means how will you able to compare? For example, I want to compare the happiness scale of one company with other. Why? Because I want to be in that company which is happy, and I'm equally competent to be selected in any of those. So I would like to go in that where happiness index is more. So I have to actually follow this method in order to get one figure which is comparable. Yeah, please.
I'm
Anything
clear
else?
with that. So
Yeah.
yesterday there was some network issue due to which I could not able to grasp this concept. That is a case summary. When do we use this case summary, sir?
Case summaries are used when you have a jumbled data and I just want to take out, you can say, only males. So how many males are having, suppose for example, what is the how they have performed, what is the GPA? So we have calculated GPA and gender. Remember, so GPA and gender wise, I am going to just see that how was the performance of the entire 3 sections on the basis of gender. So now gender is totally scattered in all the 3 sections. So I want to just measure. So first, all this case summaries will help me out in jotting down all the people, those who are there in as you can say, because these are the summary of the cases. What are the cases? Cases are the respondents.
Okay, okay.
Right. So at that time, after computing that, I can even compute average or something else I want to do. I can do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sir, one more. Sorry, I'm prolonging. The very first day you had explained us about the add-on option in SPSS. So you told that any expanded option of IBM SPSS, we can use it through that. Sir, like for example, Amos, if I wanted to use that Amos, so I need to download the separate software, or I through this option we can able to go?
No. Here, actually, Amos is a separate, it is separately sold by SPSS.
Okay.
So whenever you will download Amos, it will be installed only if you have a basic version of SPSS. So you cannot have it separately. Amos will be installed only if you have SPSS.
Okay, okay.
So it is something which is you can say it is, for example, suppose Mendeley is there. You know about Mendeley software? Mendeley can be Mendeley can be installed if you have Word, MS Word.
Okay.
So it is something like that.
Thank you, sir. Yeah. Yes, sir. Now we shall proceed, sir.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fine. So Malini is asking, I think, something else also. She is muted.
Okay.
Just ask her.
That.
Yeah, ma'am, you were muted. So can you please repeat what you are asking? Actually, it is again. Can we take it offline, ma'am, if you don't mind?
Okay, no
Some
problem.
of your questions, huh? You have my number with you?
No, sir. Actually, I don't
Write it
have.
down. Write it
Oh,
down. 9634.
okay, sir.
Write it 9634
Okay.
330
Okay.
885.
885.
Yeah.
Okay,
You
sir.
can
Thank
call
you
me
so much.
anytime after the class and even before the class also. No problem.
Sure, sure, sure,
And
sir.
even on
Sure.
Saturdays, Sundays also I am available.
Thank you.
You're most welcome. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So let us proceed further because we have to go for computation of variables also today.
Yes, sir.
I think computation was done yesterday itself because we had some. Okay, anyway, I will just discuss it again. Compute process is used to compute the new variables with the existing variables as such. So, for example, we have the existing variables as quiz 1, quiz 2, quiz 3, quiz 4, quiz 5 with you, and there was one more variable called final exams. So each quizzes were having 10 marks each, and final exam was of 50 marks. So it makes a total of 125. Okay, so 75, this 50 plus, sorry, final exam was of 75 marks. So 75 plus 50 makes a total of 125, and the total is 125, out of which we have to we have to calculate the percentages also. So total and percentage was the two things which we needed to be calculated. So first thing was you have to go in transform, then you have to go in compute variable. So after going in transform and compute variable, you will find this type of uh, window where you have to set the target variable. Here the target variable will be total first. So we are, and there are other there are three other, you can say, uh, mm, tools available in order to arrive, in order to do this function. One is this numeric expression, one is this particular calculator. Numeric expressions are there, and another is this mm, functions. So with help of all these functions, and along with this, if it is a you can say, if button is for your logical things, if you want to put it over here. So these all, with the help of all these things, you can go for compute functions. So these are the functions, which are 9 functions have been given over here for the reference. Otherwise there are 201 functions which are given under the function tab. Okay, so these are the functions, you can say these are the arithmetic and other special functions. Function groups are given over here, and the functions are given over here. These are the most of these functions that you will find in Excel also. So in this case, you are having the option of having the functions, and the sub functions also are given over here. So with the help of this, the variables are to be found out. So let us just go for the total one. So total, if you want to go for total, the new variable which will be created is a total. You have to write total over here, and then quiz 1 plus quiz 2. Total will be a total of quiz 1, quiz 2, quiz 3, quiz 4, quiz 5, and final. So you have to go for the numerical. In this numerical expression, you have to write all the totals of these things which you are going to have it. So you can even click it over here, it will go over there. Okay, and then you have to apply plus, so you have to use this only. Even you can use your own computers bar or computers plus sign to just make it over here, but it is always good to use this. Sometimes in some systems, in the older SPSS versions, the plus which you put from your computer will not work. So you have to put plus from this number pad itself. So if you go for this, then total will be there, and then we have to press OK. And as soon as you will press OK, the one more thing will appear. This will be processed in your system, and then you will get one more variable added to your main sheet, which is the total of all these things which you have done just now. Okay, so this will be, it is, I think this compute process is in the same way we have to calculate the percentage. So while calculating percentage, what you can do is we can just apply a formula that R&D is actually rounding off. So whatever you will take, it will round it off, whatever is it means over here, and by multiplying it by 100. So the total is multiplied by 100 and divided by 125 because you have already calculated total. So now total will appear over here as a new variable. So taking total, multiplying it by 100 and dividing it by 25 and taking round off of this, you will get your answer, and one more variable will be created over here as percentage. So now next is recode into different variable. For this also I got some of the queries that you need to do it again. So let us just do it again. Recoding means that with the existing variable, you are not at all computing any other variable, but you are actually recoding. Actually, it will also it will also create one variable, but it is nothing but the recoding of the existing information for the new information you will be doing. So here we will be using this information in order to recode. So between those, actually the recoding over here we are doing from the percentage. Those who have scored percentage between 90 to 100 A grade, or you can say 80 to 89.9 we are going for B grade, 70 to 79.9 we are going for C, 60 to 69.9 we are going for D, and for remaining up till those who are having less marks, less than 60, we will be going for F grade. So for this particular thing, what we have to do, we are having two windows. So two different windows will be there. One is this and another window is this when we are going to go for old and new values. Old and new values button is over here. Here is the old and new values button, but this will be activated only if the remaining things are filled over here. So first we have to go for filling the other things, because here we have to go for input variable and output variable. We have to convert, because now we are recoding. So we have to recode the percentage into grades. So you have to set percentage over here, and you have to tell that it requires the recoding, and accordingly the new variable will form. So output variable you have to write it over here. So input variable you have to write here, means from percentage. So percentage will be clicked over here and percentage will be here, and then afterwards you have to write the output variable over here with its label. If you do not want to put label, there is no problem, you can leave it like that. Okay, and then after you just put it over here, you have to press change. So here the change, but as soon as you will press the change button, this will be converted into this, as total is going to be converted, and this sign will be there into grades. Okay, and this old and new value button will be activated, and then you can use it further. So here and then as soon as that button will be activated, you will find this particular thing, and from here you can go for a recoding of the variables. Means you have to put A, then you have to select a range, that between what range you have to go for and what will be the value you are showing. And if this value is going to be a string value, then you have to put here that this is a string value, otherwise it will not take as such, it will show an error to you. So let us just do it once. So you all do it along with me. Those who have already done it uh, mm, can again see it. So you have to go in transform, and you have to go click the recode into different variable button. Now here we have used the percentage. So percentage from here has come now here. Okay, and now here you have to write grade, right? And then afterwards you have to press change. As soon as you press change, this will become grade over here. Okay, so because what you are doing from percentage, you are just putting as a, from percentage we are calculating grades. Okay, then we have to press old and new. So you will get this with old and new. So this will comprise of range. You have to put the range like 90 to 100. Then you have to put this as a this you have to click, because you need a string over here. ABC are strings, that's why this required to be ticked. And then you have to change it from, if you want to change the width, even if you do not change the width, it will not make any difference. So range is to be activated, this is to be entered, and you have mark A has to be done, and then you have to press add. So as soon as you press add, this range will come over here showing that 90 to 100 will give you A. Okay, and likewise the other things also you have to do. So 80 to 89B, so just write here 89 from 80 and B over here, and you have to press add. So add, after add it will come here, like we have done for the values. The value labels we have created, in the same way it will be, as soon as you will keep on adding it, it will come down over here as the value labels. Okay, then you press continue, then you will get this particular thing as such, and then you have to press OK. So as soon as you press OK, the grade will be created in your variable sheet itself at the end after percentage. So this is how we have to go for recoding of same variable. Now I have given you the assignment to go for pass and fail also. I hope all of you have done that too. Okay. And most of the answers I have, most of the sheets I have received on my WhatsApp also, that you have done it. So if you permit, and if there is no other query, may I proceed further? I hope you have understood, those who are having this query. Sir?
Yes, sir.
If you are not still able to understand, then you can see today's video or even yesterday's video also, which are available to all of you.
They have done, sir. They have done. Yeah. Yes, sir. Proceed, sir. Done, sir. Done, sir. No problem, sir.
Fine. Sure?
Yeah. Everybody is writing done. Proceed.
Okay. So one more thing is there. Now we have to, today itself, previous thing was, so one more process of the last day's thing was remaining, which I have not taken yesterday itself. So I'm taking it now today. So sometimes what happens, there is a need of recoding into the same variable. Here you have recoded into different variable. The previous process was that you are doing a recoding into some different variable. You have created a different variable and then you have gone for the recoding of the same. Now here we are going for recoding into the same variable itself. Now why it is needed? Now there are times when the researchers may wish to change the coding of the variables. Now why it happens? Suppose there is a huge research which has gone. There are 4 researchers who have taken the 4 sections of the state or 4 sections of the country, east, west, north and south, and they have collected a huge data, and each person is able to collect a data of 2000 respondents from each of the directions, east, west, north and south of the country India. Now they want to merge it. They want to merge the file, and the researcher who has collected the data in the east has considered 1 as male and 2 as female, and the researcher who has gone for west side has considered 1 as female and 2 as male. Now if they will merge the file and apply the test, there will be a problem, because there is no uniformity in coding. Now somebody has to change it. And just imagine, had SPSS would never have developed this, what would have been the situation? The situation would be totally different. Means you would have to go each and every entry of the 2000 entries, and you have to change the coding in each and every entry. So in order to ease it, this is a process which is called recoding into the same variable. And now we will be doing it. Okay, so just go to transform and press recode into same variable. Done. Transform, recode into same variable. As soon as you will do this, you will be having one window open. Okay, so before that I will discuss, there are again 2 windows over here. So this is the window which gets open after you press it. So this comprises of certain things that, and this is again another window which will open as we have seen the previous recoding into the different variables. So windows are same, but the functions will be different, because here you are going to recode into same variable, whereas previously you have recoded into a different variable. But windows are almost same, which we have discussed before. Now let us see what the first window does. First window allows the researcher to identify the input variable, that is, for example, gender at present. Okay, so then when we click on the new and old values, then opens up the second window like we have done in the previous part also. So this second window will provides the recoding of the old values into the new values. So what we are going to do is that we are going to change the gender now. Within the same file, we are going to change the gender. So I want 1 to become 2 and 2 to become 1. Why? Because 1 is male and 2 is female, and the other file comprise of 2 is male and 1 is female. Means the totally the opposite one. 1 is equal to male, 2 is equal to female. In another file it is 1 is equal to female, 2 is equal to male. So this is there in the, so I want both the files to be in line. So in any of one file, in any of, before merging the two documents, in any of one file, I have to change the gender. Those who have been marked 1, I have to say that 1 is equal to 2, and those who are marked with 2 has to be 1. So likewise, I have to go for it. So it is also possible to recode a string variable such as grade into a numeric code. For example, a researcher might wish to recode letters A, B, C, D, and F into 3, 4, 2, 1, and 0. Because in order to make it easy for the numerical calculation. So that can also be done using this particular function. Okay. So yeah. So let us just do the things. You have already done a transform and recode into same variable. Now this window might be appearing with you. Now this is the first window, and we have to take gender from this to here to there. And then afterwards, this button, which is presently off, will be activated, and then you have to press this button. So as soon as you press the button of old and new, as soon as you transfer the gender to this variables button and the variable window, the old and new window will get activated. You have to press that. Now you have to go for option for the old window, or this old and new windows are given to you. So you can just go for a single value, system missing values, so user missing values. These all things are given. Okay. So here what we have to do, for each variable, researcher has to specify the old value and then paste it into the new value box. So, and then we have to press add as we have been doing before. So let us do this. So let us just put gender over here like this, and then we have what we are doing, we are reversing the gender code. Means what we are doing, 1 ka 2 and 2 ka 1. So let us just see. So press old and new, and you will be getting this. So what we are doing now, the value 2, value 1 has to become value 2, and then again you have to put add, and then value 2 as value 1. Then again you have to add it. Hope you have done it like this. Doing? Yes. As soon as you do it, just show it in your chat box that you have done it. Done? Good responses are coming up. Excellent.
Yes, sir. All
so
are done.
Yeah, excellent. So as soon as you do it, what you have to do? What next? Continue and OK. Press continue and then press OK. So what do you find? If you find your now the file which you are on which you have done all those, if you remember some of the entries which were before which were before male, now have become female. So you have done a miracle. You have made all the males females and all the females males. So this power is given to you only by the virtue of SPSS. Even God is not having this power. That within one click or one button, you can make the males females and females males. Wow. So you have done 1 2 ka 1 ka 2 and 2 ka 1 by just doing some certain clicks. Amazing. So praise yourself that you have done this miracle today. I hope you understand this. This is one of the very, very important function, because sometimes we want to change the coding and we want string to be changed as a numeric to be changed as a string. Everything you can do with this. And sometimes even we want to change, suppose we have given that we want to just have this highly satisfied on to only satisfied in the scale. So you can use this for that. Is it okay? Should I proceed now? So let me tell you. Yeah. Any query?
No, sir, it's okay.
Fine.
No query.
So let us proceed. Now we will be skipping these all portions because this is not a part of this workshop and not that much important too. So this is merging files and all this we are excluding because this is not a part of it. Okay. So now we'll be coming up with so manipulation of data and all these things. Managing and manipulating data is over here. So now we will be coming on the new part, which is called frequencies. Okay. So before that, before we start, let me just ask few of you, what do you mean by frequency? We'll take one answer only. Whosoever will raise the hand first. Raviji?
Yes, sir. I'm Anjali ji. Yes, Anjali ji. Please unmute yourself, Anjali ji.
Video also you
It's
have
your
to
video.
show.
Yeah.
Am I audible, sir? Good evening.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very good evening.
So I think frequency means number of times a response occurs or the repetitions.
Excellent. Frequency is occurrence.
Okay.
The repetitions. Very correctly said. Excellent. So and frequencies are one of the most important things, because with the help of frequencies itself, we will be able to understand the importance of certain parameters, right? So thank you, Anjali ji, for that. So this part of workshop deals with the frequencies, and now frequencies, the best presentation is the graphical presentation of frequencies, right? So bar chart, pie chart, histograms, percentiles, we will be going with this. So each of these processes described in the following slides. So frequency is one of the SPSS command in which it is possible to access certain graphs directly, specifically the bar charts, pie charts, and histograms, rather than assessing them through graph command. So you can use graph command also. You can use frequency command also in order to prepare the these all charts. So frequency is one of the simplest yet one of the most useful of all the SPSS functions, because this frequencies is a function which helps you in you can say in reporting your descriptive statistics too, which is a initial part, which is the first most step towards writing your conclusions, or you can say analysis in your research papers, right? So frequency command simply sums the number of instances within a particular category. So for example, here in this example, suppose 56 males and 37 females are there, and there are 16 whites, 7 blacks, 14 Hispanics, 19 Asians, and 5 others. So if we have taken the frequency of the gender, then we will be able to get these things as such. For example, okay, so these are the things which are in the as per the frequency. So what frequency actually tells you is the number of times you can say the variable, the attribute of that variable is occurring. For example, males and females are the attributes of the variable which is called gender. So there will be some males and some females. So how many times each attribute is coming up, or each type of characteristic of that particular variable is coming up, is the frequency. So using frequency commands, let us go for, it will list the following information: the value labels, the value code, okay, the frequency, the percentage of total of each value, valid percentage, and the cumulative percentage. So let us just see bar charts. So bar charts option is used to create a visual display of frequency information A bar chart should be used only for categorical, that is a non-continuous data like gender, ethnicity, grade variables. So bar charts cannot be used for continuous type of things. Suppose even if you will prepare a bar chart for quiz marks or the total or percentage, it will not be of any use at all. You can try it, we will try it, don't worry. Okay, so continuous data contains a series of numbers or the values such as scores on the final exam, total points which I have just now told you, so finishing times of a road race, for example, weights in pounds of an individual in the class, so like this. So these all will be the continuous data. So continuous variables are typically represented graphically with the help of histogram, because these are continuous, then histogram. Now again, here comes the question, what is histogram and how it is different from bar chart? For continuous data, histograms option will create the appropriate visual display. A histogram is used to indicate the frequency of a range of the values. So now here the frequencies will be converted into the range, and the histogram is used when the number of instances of a variable is too large to want for the list of all of them. Okay, so because now what the thing is, why this bar chart, if you will prepare the bar chart for the things like continuous, what will happen, each and every category or each and every number will be distinguished as a separate category, and there will be so many number of bars as there will be number of respondents in that. So it will not make any sense at all. Rather than binding them into ranges will at least make some sense, which actually histogram does. So a good example is breakdown of a final point totals in a class student. Since it would be too cumbersome to list all the scores on the graph, it is more practical to list the number of subjects within a range of the values. For example, we have already prepared the range, that how many are there from 90 to 100, how many are there from 80 to 89. So this all we have already created over. So out of that data we will be able to create now the charts, and that is the histogram and the bar chart. So next is a percentiles. Percentile option will compute any desired percentile for a continuous data. So what is the purpose of percentile? Percentile is used to indicate what percent of a distribution lies below and above certain particular value. For example, for instance, if a score of 111 was at percentile 75th, it would mean that 75% of the values are lower than 111 and 25 are higher than 111. So percentiles are used extensively in educational and psychological instrument. For example, even the CAT score these days, if you see CAT score, MAT score, these all are in percentiles. So whatever is the CAT score, it comes in the percentile that where you stand. So if a person is coming at certain score, then his percentile will be calculated that where he is standing. It means, for example, he has got 75 percentile. When we ask the result, the students say that I am having this 75 percentile. So 75 percentile means there are 25% still above him and remaining are below him. So it's like that. So percentile and these are to be interpreted in this way. So let us just go for it. Go to analyze, go to descriptives, and go to frequencies. Come on. Done? Analyze descriptive statistics and then frequencies. Hope you have done this. Raviji?
Yes, sir. I'm checking.
Fine.
Done. Vijay Rathore, done.
Now let us check the...
Everybody done, sir.
Fine.
Yes.
Let us check the frequencies for gender, ethnic, grade, and total. Okay. So now we are having total also we have computed. You have computed grade also in the same sheet. Okay. Now we are having gender, ethnic, grade, and total. So accordingly, we will be computing this. So what you have to do? this is the window which is getting open when you have pressed the frequency. Means after this you are getting this window opened. Okay. Now in this window, whatever we have decided, we will put it over here. The variables of which frequencies are to be calculated will come over here, right? And these are the various options, and which we will be checking one by one, that what option does what type of thing. Okay, so let us go for statistics button. So you have already taken all the things over here: gender, ethnicity. What was those? Gender, ethnicity, grade, and total. So gender, ethnicity, grade, and total should come from this side to this side. And let us then press statistics button. So as soon as you press statistics button, it will display the window like this. So whatever statistics now you want to calculate, you can calculate it over here. So this is the central tendency which is to be calculated. So mean, median, mode, and sum. So these are the central tendencies which is calculated over here. Now these are the measures of dispersion, that is standard deviation, minimum, maximum, variances, range, standard error of mean. So these all are the dispersion. So these also come under the statistics portion. Next is your skewness and kurtosis, which will be here, and we will be studying it in detail about skewness and kurtosis and how to interpret this skewness. And further is the percentile values. I have already told you what are percentile values and what does it means. A person who is having certain percentile score, it means that he is actually at in the 75. It means he is actually above 75 people, or he is actually above 65. Is he having a 65 score? He is above 65 and 35 are more above him. So something like that. So everything over here, why percentile has been taken? There are, you might have heard of quartiles, you might have heard of deciles. So deciles are 10 cut points. If you put 9 cut points, so it will be decile. Your entire distribution will be divided into 10 equal parts by cutting it at the 9 places. So even you can calculate the cut points, the similar results you will find as such. So let us just do for this ethnicity, gender, and grade. And even if you want to have a total also, because total will not make any sense over here. So as soon as we do it, we can press OK. And you have to tick this in order to display the frequency. Now this frequency table will be shown in your data file in the SPSS. So you can just get this particular thing in SPSS as such. Okay. So what you are getting? You're getting some results out of it. Yeah, it is also opening. So yesterday there was some query that, sir, you please do certain things in front of us can be done over here also. Okay, so you might be getting. So I have also opened my SPSS through my presentation. Okay, so this is a frequency table you might be getting. See the beautiful way it has been. It is showing what it is showing now. Each frequency of each and every ethnicity, the gender also, and grade. It is covering all the 105 data, how many natives, how many Asians, blacks, white, and Hispanics. Now it is also calculating the percentage, right? And the valid percentage, what is valid percentage and percentage? Valid percentage means if you are having any missing values, then it will be excluded. In that case, the valid percentage will be different from the percentage. And also you are getting cumulative percentage, which through which you can even have an idea of the percentiles also. So for all the 3 items, you have the frequency, you have this prepared. Raviji, were you was this visible, this SPSS
No, sir.
output sheet?
No, sir. It's not visible, sir. Only blank sheet is. Yeah. Now it's
No,
visible.
SPSS, no, SPSS output sheet. Some
No.
of them.
You
not
have to,
visible?
sir. I think you have to first stop this screen share and then
Okay.
new.
Again, I have to show that screen. Is it so?
Yeah.
So if or okay, I've stopped
Now you can.
this.
Yeah. Now you can share.
So from where again to share?
Same,
okay, from
sir.
share screen.
Yeah.
Okay. So if I share the complete desktop, then
just click on share screen and then window आ जाएगी सर एक desktop की. उस पर डबल क्लिक कर दीजिएगा.
Desktop की window तो नहीं आ रही है. Because I will be keep on switching certain things from one to other.
आप जैसे ही शेयर स्क्रीन करेंगे तो उसमें ऑप्शंस होंगे, आप डेस्कटॉप पे क्लिक 2-3 विंडो खुल जाएंगे.
Optimize screen share. What is this?
No, you have to just share screen.
एक मिनट, ये अभी देखते हैं कुछ
हाँ,
आया क्या?
आया, बिल्कुल आ गया.
हाँ,
आ रहा है. आ गया सर. Yes.
So actually I have configured it in such a way that I have, as soon as I will press a solution over here, it will show my SPSS. Now it is, I think it is visible.
Yeah, it's visible. Yes.
Yeah. Fine. So if I close it, I will again come. Oh, wow, this is beautiful. Fine. Okay. So I hope everyone has done it, because solution over here you have already seen that how it will appear, right? So you have all these 3 types of things over here in your output. Okay, so this is also my SPSS is also configured now with this. Fine. So any doubt up till here? Anyone? Yes.
Yes, Anjali Sharma ji.
Yeah.
Poonam Pandey. Yes, Poonam ji. Yes.
ये वीडियो कैसे ऑन करते हैं इसका?
हाँ जी पूनम जी बताइए.
हाँ सर, गुड इवनिंग सर.
वेरी गुड इवनिंग.
हाँ सर, एक्चुअली जो हमारी टेबल हमारा आउटपुट आया है उसमें सर 2 चीजें हैं, परसेंट एंड वैलिड परसेंट.
हाँ, मैं वही बता रहा था.
वैल्यू इज सेम. हाँ, वैल्यू इज सेम, बट व्हाट इज द मेजर डिफरेंस बिटवीन परसेंट एंड वैलिड परसेंट?
मैंने अभी बता दिया वैसे, पर फिर भी मैं आपको फिर से बता देता हूँ. इन दोनों में डिफरेंस मैडम ये होता है कि एक्चुअली व्हाट यू डू एक्चुअली व्हेन देयर इज सम मिसिंग वैल्यूज ना, जब मिसिंग वैल्यूज होती है ना, तो इन दोनों में डिफरेंस, देयर इज अ डिफरेंस ऑफ मिसिंग वैल्यूज ओनली. इफ यू हैव द मिसिंग वैल्यूज, द वैलिड परसेंटेज विल बी एक्सक्लूडिंग द मिसिंग वैल्यू.
ओके सर.
Right? Got your point?
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, welcome. Chali, let's proceed further now. Okay. So next is your creating charts. Again, will be doing it. So let us just click the charts. So now what you have to do is you have to click the charts. So as soon as you click the charts, this window will appear. Go for it. Click the charts button, this window will appear. Okay. So now this is comprising of the various types of chart. Whatever chart you want to prepare, let us prepare the bar chart. Whatever chart you want to prepare, you can choose the chart from here and you can then press continue and then press OK. So as soon as you press continue and OK, you will get the, suppose I want to prepare the bar charts over here. So I will go for bar charts and you will get the bar charts. Now see, these type of charts you will get. Yeah. Okay, for ethnicity, gender and grade. Now if you go and right click this bar charts, you are having an option of copy special also. Now you want to copy it as a image, you can go for copying it as an image, and you can produce it, you can paste it in your Word file where you want to show it. Okay.
So can you maximize this window? All these
maximize, sir.
I think okay, maximize it. Actually, they are saying that screen is not visible. but I think it's visible.
This is maximized only.
Okay. No
They
problem.
might be having problem on their end because I am getting
yes,
this
yes.
this green.
Yes, I am also. Yes, it's also visible.
Acha, Ravi ji, can you? Am I also visible along with that?
Yes, yes, you are visible, sir.
Okay.
Along with.
So here my video has gone. I don't know where. Anyways.
No, you are visible, sir.
Fine. Okay. So let us proceed now. Has everyone done it? You will be getting beautiful charts. You can prepare pie chart. You can prepare histogram. Whatever you want to do, do it. Let it allow yourself to do wrong also. No problem. SPSS will not get corrupted. Your output file may be, but SPSL will not be. Okay. So let us go for histograms. Now I have told you that for categorical data we prepare bar charts. So this is also one of the problem, that even while I have also evaluated some of the thesis, and in that thesis also I get to know that people are preparing wrong type of charts. For you cannot just take the chart and prepare it as upon your own wish. So that these charts are having some use, otherwise different charts would never have been got created, right? So histogram cannot replace bar chart, and bar chart can never replace histogram. Okay, so histograms, when it is prepared, histograms may be accessed in the same way as the bar chart, you know very well, but we must understand the difference between the bar chart and the histogram. So I will take only one answer from you. What is the difference between bar chart and histograms? Because they look identical. Bar chart is also similar as that of histogram, but if anyone can tell me the difference between these two, I will be very happy, and I will assume that you know at least this one, so that we can proceed further.
Yes, Ishita ji, please unmute yourself. Yes, Ishita ji.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Anji, good evening. Bataiye.
Sir, bar graphs are like separate ones, and histograms they are together.
Why? Very correct.
And
Absolutely
they
correct.
are into like continuity. Histograms are like into continuous kind of thing.
So why they are like this?
Sir, I think from bar we can histograms, it can be category wise.
Histograms are category wise.
Categories. No, sorry, series wise, and bar graphs it will be category.
And that is the reason why these are connected, right? Because there has to be a continuity. So one thing is continuous, and even after this you can prepare a normal distribution curve also on histogram, but not on the bar charts. So you're very correct that you have said it very correctly. I'm happy with that. So so let us just go for the difference. So what is the difference between these two? We can see it over here, that the distinction between bar chart and histogram is that histograms are typically used to display the continuous, that is a non-categorical data. For the variable used above, that is gender, ethnicity and grades, histogram would not be an appropriate measure. That is the reason why I have shown you 4 things and have taken only 3 for bar chart. The last one was, I think, percentage. So percentage we can take in histogram itself. Okay, so histogram can be used to display the distribution of the total points earned by the students or the percentage, both of the things. So let us do that. Okay, so again, analyze descriptive statistics and then frequencies. You will be now be able to go for, now the variable over here is total. Exclude those, because now we are going to prepare the histograms. Okay, no, you have to insert here this total, because this total is continuous in nature. Go on charts and you will be able to select histogram and show the normal distribution curve. Select this also. Okay, and then you can go for So this is, I have already told you, continue and OK, you can get the results. Okay. Now this is the result for histogram. Hope you all are getting similar.
Sir, it's not visible.
Oh, sorry. I have to actually. Okay, this presentation was visible. Okay.
Yeah. Yes. Now.
No problem. Make this also visible. So if I share it fully, then it will become visible.
Yes, sir. Now it's coming.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I hope you all are getting similar results now. Fine. Okay. So let us proceed further. So this was the histogram you have prepared. Now let us find out the percentile. So perform the function of percentile yourself for variable total for every fifth percentile. Can you do that for me? Every fifth percentile we want to calculate. What will you do? To calculate percentile of the total variable of every fifth percentile, example, fifth, 10th, fifth percentile means percent means 100. Yeah, percent cent is 100. Okay, so 100 cents. So percent means every cent makes the 100% means, or you can say $1. So that's why it has the percent has this word percent has actually arise from there itself. So cents. Okay, paisa, 1 paisa will become 1 rupee. So fifth, 10th, 15th. So if you will cut this into 20 equal parts, you will get the fifth percentile, every fifth percentile of the total. Okay, so cut the points into to be it is to be fixed. So in the same way with this percentile function, quartiles can also be calculated by clicking the quartile box. Okay, so what to do? Analyze descriptive statistics, frequencies. Okay, now here this type of thing is going to appear, which we have already seen before. Now these are the, now whatever you want to calculate, check the boxes accordingly. Okay, so here let us calculate quartiles and also divide the series into 20 equal parts. So cut point will be how many? If you want to cut series into 2 parts, you have to put 1 cut point. Okay, so accordingly you have to just see how many cut points we have to make. So we will make 20 equal groups. Okay, cut points for 20 equal groups. It means it will go for 19 cut points of its own, and it will divide the entire series into 20 parts. Have you done, everyone, up till here? Okay, you must be getting some results. These are the results you might be getting in that case. Okay, so here percentiles are there because I have gone for percentiles only. So percentiles will come over here as 25th, 50th and 75th percentile. Okay, you can even go for the other things also. Quartiles also you can go for. Okay, so I have calculated only percentile in this case, so percentile is appearing over. Fine. So if you want to calculate quartiles, you can calculate quartiles also. So press the quartiles and go for it. So percentiles, I have calculated percentile 70, this 25th percentile, 50th percentile and 75th percentile. And if you will calculate quartiles also, na, you will get the same answer as that of what I have got for, because quartiles will cut the things into 4 equal parts, at where you will put the cut at 25, 50 and 75. So quartiles will be as good as the 25th, 5th and 75 percentile. Is that okay? Is that okay with everyone? Ravi ji?
Yes, sir. Actually, yeah. Some participant wants to repeat, but I think they can. They will, sir. I think they will watch from recorded video.
अरे अभी कर दें दो यार उनको, कोई बात मैं फिर एक्चुअली होता है क्या फिर वो even afterwards they also feel reluctant. No problem, I will repeat it for them. So when we are calculating percentile, it is very simple. Go on analyze, go on descriptive statistics, go on frequencies. Okay, so you will get this particular window. Now as we are going to calculate, if you will calculate quartiles, quartile will divide the entire series into 4 equal parts. Okay, and we have to make 3 cut. In order to divide one series into 2 parts, we have to make 1 cut na. Suppose for example एक धागा है आपके पास में, you have one string and you want to make it into 2 parts. What will you do? You will cut it from between. So 1 cut you have to do in order to make it 2. So if I want to make it 4, then how many cut I have to go for? 3. So n minus 1. Okay, so accordingly quartiles are calculated, accordingly percentiles are also calculated. So if you will put percentile, if you will take the percentile and you will write 25, 50 and 75, you will get the answer what I am getting over here. Okay, this one. Okay, and if you want to click only one button, that is quartile, you will get the same answer. Is that okay with everyone? So let us proceed further. So let us go for now the descriptive statistics. So though today's agenda was only to go for the graphs, so we have done it. Now let us go for descriptive statistics. We will be a step ahead. Okay. So what is descriptive statistics? What does it means? Any one of you, only one answer I will take. Anyone? What do you mean by descriptive statistics? And why it is important?
Describes the data.
No, they have to let them come online.
Yeah. Varuna ji. Yes, Varuna ji. He's on mute.
Sir, descriptive statistics is when we calculate the...
Without video, I'm not able to understand.
Sir, I'll explain. Like when we have to calculate the value, mean value from the sample and not from the population. That means whatever we are calculating, that is from the sample.
Where is your video?
Sir, right now I'm not professionally dressed up, so please, you can take my answer. So when we calculate the mean from the sample, not from the, and this is not like it is not going for the population value.
Why it is called descriptive statistics? Or is it only regarding mean?
Mean, median, mode. We calculate mean, median, mode.
So do we calculate all? Do we calculate all for a series? Varuna, please tell.
What happened, Varuna ji?
क्या फर्क पड़ रहा है? अपने को फ्री में ही तो मिल रहा है. एसपीएस पैसे तो ले नहीं रहा मीन मीडियन मोड कैलकुलेट करने के लिए, तो अपन सभी निकाल लेते हैं ना. हाँ बोलो प्लीज, कम ऑन.
सर डिस्क्रिप्टिव स्टैटिस्टिक्स में हम नॉर्मली जैसे एक पर्टिकुलर ग्रुप का ही हम लेते हैं.
वेरी करेक्ट. आप बिल्कुल सही बोल रहे हो. आपने जो पहले बोला वो भी एकदम सही बोला था कि डिस्क्रिप्टिव स्टैटिस्टिक्स इज द स्टैटिस्टिक्स ऑफ द सैंपल. आप यही कहना चाहते हैं ना? हाँ. It is the statistics of the sample which actually represents the complete population. when your sample is representing the complete population, there has to be some figure, some number by which you can say what my sample tells. That is called.
But that particular value cannot be related to the population. Na? For the population, we go for inferential statistics.
Yeah,
for the
you are very correct.
population.
Absolutely, because inference is to be made. And when descriptive statistics will be is equal to inferential statistics, bataiye.
Sir, when we like for example,
or should I ask you in this way, would you calculate the statistics of the entire population? Is it possible?
सर रिप्रेजेंटेटिव सैंपल का ही लेंगे ना, पॉपुलेशन का तो पॉपुलेशन का मतलब टोटल पॉपुलेशन कैसे लेंगे, रिप्रेजेंटेटिव सैंपल लेंगे, फिर हम उसी में से ही हम निकालेंगे ना कि हमने जैसे रिग्रेशन एनालिसिस निकालना है या हमने मतलब कॉन्फिडेंस इंटरवल निकालना है.
When what is there any chance that your descriptive statistics will be equal to inferential statistics?
No, descriptive cannot be equal to inferential statistics.
No, then what is the use of taking sample then? If your sample is a clear representative of your population, we assume that both the things are equal, and that what hypothesis we take up. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that is very good and excellent answer, Varuna, by you, and that is really, really very good. Yeah. Fine.
Thank you. Yes, Khan Saab.
Haji.
Yes, Khan Saab. Please ask.
I think she already mentioned the answer. Within descriptive statistic, we are trying to find the mean and median and standard deviation.
You're not properly audible. I think this Howrah Bridge is making so much of sound behind you. Yeah.
Answer, can you speak loudly, please?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, yes.
We are going to find a standard deviation, sir, in this descriptive statistic.
Yes. It comprises of all those. Your mean, median, your central tendency, your dispersion, standard deviation. These all are the part of your descriptive statistics. You are very correct, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, Dipankar ji. You want to ask something, Dipankar ji?
May I audible, sir?
Yeah. Please carry on.
Descriptive statistics, it portrays the total populations on the basis of sample.
Very good. Excellent. This is what I was looking for. And finally, when Varuna also answered in the same way, but actually she got confused in between. But this is what actually it is. You're very correct, Dipankar. Thank you for that.
Okay, sir.
You're fine. So let us now proceed further. And let us go for this descriptive statistics explanation. So descriptive statistics in SPSS are designed to provide the information about the distribution of variables in a series. So it will cover measurement of central tendencies, standard deviation and variation, that is a variability around the mean, and measures of deviations from the normality, that is skewness and kurtosis, and the information relating to the spread of the distribution, that what is the maximum value, what is the minimum value, and the range, and information about the stability or the sampling error of certain measures, which includes the standard error of the mean, that is SE mean, and standard error of the kurtosis, standard error of the skewness, included by default. When the skewness and kurtosis are calculated, it will always be calculated, and that what is the correct thing to just take it up as such. So under this, a brief description of statistical significance included in all forms of data analysis will be covered, because unless you have the statistical significance calculated, all the measures of descriptive statistics will be of no use at all. So it has to be covered, because most of the statistical procedures require the normally distributed data. Then each of the statistics identified above will be briefly described and illustrated. So let us just proceed one. So first of all, before starting this, I would like to ask anyone of you, what do you mean by statistical significance?
Yeah, if someone wants to ask.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
And the screen is very visible, I must say. It's very visible. It's not blurred. It's from your side, I think. I am seeing the very clearly. And I have checked on my YouTube streaming also, and we will send the recorded video. Then you can see the clear screen. So it's from your side. The screen is very visible.
So no problem. Who wants to answer this? What do you mean by statistical significance?
Can anybody wants to tell what is statistical significance? Yeah, Antimaji. Yes, Antimaji.
With a video, okay.
Please unmute.
Not without video.
Please unmute with your video, Antimaji. Yeah.
Yes, Antima.
Good evening, sir.
Very good evening.
Statistical significance means जैसे हमने सैंपल पे हमने कोई टेस्ट परफॉर्म, हमने सैंपल के स्टैटिस्टिकल मेजर्स निकाले जैसे मीन मोड मीडियन, तो वो पॉपुलेशन से डिफर करेंगे, लेकिन वो डिफर इसलिए कर रहे हैं क्योंकि हमने जो ये निकाले हैं मीन मोड मीडियन, वो हमने सैंपल के निकाले हैं, बल्कि पॉपुलेशन के नहीं निकाले हैं। तो ये जो डिफरेंस आ रहा है इस वजह से आ रहा है या फिर कोई और रीजन है, इस चीज को अपन स्टैटिस्टिकल सिग्निफिकेंस बोलेंगे।
Sometimes, and okay, fair enough. Anyone else? Good attempt, Antima.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, Suryadeep ji, please unmute. Yes, Suryadeep ji.
The chances of occurring with it, like we say,
with your video, please.
Which video? Video is on.
Yeah, now it's on. No,
it's automatically.
Yeah. Yes.
So it's a chances of the relationship between any two or more variables, chances of happening that within a particular sample, like how much, like say if we are 100, we're taking 100 as sample, and if it happens like 95 of them, for 95 of them, the variable stands true, or my hypothesis stands true, we can say that it is like 95% significant. Like for 5 people, it might not, as the former person said, like since we do not take off the particular population, we just take a sample. There can be other social or cultural factors which are there, which might not result in the same relationship between the variables for those 5 people, but for other 95 people, the relationship stands true, or the hypothesis stands true.
Fine. You're also on the correct track. So,
yes, Seema ji.
Okay.
Sir, Seema Chaudhary ji.
Yeah, fine.
Yes, fine. Seema ji, please unmute.
Yes, Seema.
सर जब हम कोई चीज किसी का मीन मीडियन बोल या जो भी निकालते हैं, हम जब परसेंटेज डिसाइड करते हैं कि जो हमने हाइपोथेसिस सोची है अगर उसके अकॉर्डिंग है, वो मतलब 95%, अगर हमने जो लेवल सिग्निफिकेंस का लिया है अगर वो 95% वो चीज है, वो 5% से ज्यादा नहीं है, तो वो लेवल ऑफ सिग्निफिकेंस होते हैं। इस तरीके से हम लोग करते हैं कि 99% या 95% हम दो चीजों में से कोई लेते हैं, इस तरीके से।
Got it. So 95% अगर सिग्निफिकेंस लेवल 95% होती है या 5% होती है?
सर 5% नहीं, लेवल ऑफ सिग्निफिकेंस होगा सर 5%, 5% और 1%।
1%?
अगर 99 लेते हैं हम तो देन 1%, एंड वैसे 95 है तो 5%।
Good. A step more ahead. Very good. Excellent. Yes. So anyone else, or should I explain? Yes. चलिए. So
सर महेंद्र परिहार जी.
अरे परिहार साहब क्या बात.
Yes, Mahendra ji.
Sir,
please ask.
Sir, very good evening.
Sir, good evening. How are you?
पहले भी फाइन. मैंने भी पहले भी एक हैंड रेस किया था एक सवाल के लिए, लेकिन आप लोगों ने ध्यान दिया नहीं, आगे बढ़ गए. मैंने कहा चलो कोई नहीं, हम भी काफिले के साथ बढ़ते रहते आगे.
बताइए सर.
नहीं, ये जो आपने सवाल पूछा है उसका ये कि जो एक पर्टिकुलर वैल्यू होती है उसका मैक्सिमम अप और डाउन साइड में वेरिएशन कितना हो सकता है, बिकॉज we always have the non-deterministic relationship, not the deterministic relationship, that you can't say that that one variable is depend completely 100% on that another particular variable. Okay, so given that kind of the lagging kind of thing you can say, so there is a range that particular value can either go up, let's say +5 or -5. Okay, but whatever change takes place, if that change takes place in this range, that is our level of significance. Anything outside of this will be like that your even calculation results or whatever will be like not be favoring your study.
So that will be a level of confidence. Significance is something which is 1 minus confidence level. I will be coming on that. 1 minus significance is 1 minus confidence, or you can say confidence is 1 minus significance. For example, okay. Yeah. So what you are saying, is the confidence that I am this much confident that my answer will be or will be correct, or that my data is actually matching the population.
Okay.
Yeah, and that 5% can be deviation.
Okay.
Okay, so up to 95%, if I am confident about 95%, then it is acceptable, and accordingly the hypotheses are framed.
Correct.
Right, sir? Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yeah. So let's just take it further, because without significance, nothing is significant in this world, rather I say. So statistical significance and all the statistical procedures involve the testing and the significance of the results at each analysis. Significance is typically designed with the word like significance, statistical significance, or probability. Actually, this significance word is related directly to the probability. Actually, I was looking forward for this probabilistic type of or probability type of thing from all the participants, but nobody took the name of probability. And this is the reason why it is called p-value. Okay, so the word probability is the source of the letter that represents the significance, that is the letter P, or you can say the p-value. So let us now see what is p-value. If you are able to understand what the p-value is, we will be able to understand what the significance is. So the p-value identifies the likelihood that a particular outcome may have occurred by chance. Okay. So, for example, group A may score an average of 37 on a scale of dispersion, while group B scores 41 on the same scale, right? So, if the t-test determines that a group A differs from group B at P is equal to 0.01 level of significance, it may be concluded that there is only 1 in 100 probability that the result is different by just because of chance, and we are 99 in 100 probability, or you can say we are 99% confident that there is no discrepancy and the findings are reliable. So this is how we define the significance and the you can say confidence. So to the extent, if I am more confident, my significance level will be low. Suppose if I am 95% confident, so my significance, I will be testing the hypothesis at 5% significance. You can say 95% significance. So 5%, 95% is the confidence, and 5% will be the significance. So more I will be confident, more. That's why I say that 1 minus confidence is significance, or 1 minus significance is confidence. You can just you can say calculate it one or the other way. Okay, so regardless the type of the analysis, the p-value identifies the likelihood that a particular outcome occurs by chance. So if 95% is the confidence level, 5% will be the outcome may have occurred by chance is only 5%. So 5% is the significance level, that is the p-value. So let us go for test of the significance itself. So does chi-square analyze, what does chi-square analysis identifies? Any one of you? chi-square क्या करता है, कोई भी बताएं?
Dipankar ji, you have, yes, Dipankar ji.
जी,
which one, sir? Regards level of significance.
No, chi-square क्या करता है? What does chi-square does?
That is the expected frequencies and observed frequencies. That's the differences. It measures the difference between expected frequencies and observed frequencies.
Why we have to calculate the chi-square?
It's a chi-square, calculating chi-square.
Why we calculate chi-square?
It's a non-parametric test. Yeah.
No, sir. It can be used as a parametric also.
Parametric as well as non-parametric.
Yeah, of course.
It's called.
Now you are correct.
Gitanjali ji. Yes, Gitanjali ji. Unmute. Please unmute yourself.
Yeah. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening, ma'am.
Yes, chi-square test is basically to test whether the difference between observed and expected frequencies or responses are due to chance, or are they due to actual differences? Is it just due to a chance factor or due to a actual difference?
Okay, anyway, I will answer this while we will.
And it tests goodness of fit.
Yes.
It tests the goodness of fit also of a data.
Absolutely. Yeah. This is what I was looking for.
So yeah. So if you take a Likert scale and you have say expected would be like 50% of the population agrees and 50% of the population disagrees. And in reality, it may be that 80% of the population agrees and 20% of the population disagrees. So
fair enough.
If actual is very much away from the expected, the chi-square value will be statistically significant.
Absolutely.
Compared to the table value of the chi-square test.
Very good. Very good.
So that's how you can interpret it, and it is more used for qualitative data or for as a non-parametric test.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
D. Vishnu. Okay. Durga Singh ji.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Very good evening, Durga Singh ji.
Yes, sir. Basically, जो अपना chi-square टेस्ट है वो नॉन पैरामेट्रिक टेस्ट टाइप का है. इसमें हम एक तो गुडनेस ऑफ फिट को देखते हैं.
वीडियो सर.
यस सर. गुडनेस ऑफ फिट को देखते हैं और साथ ही हम इंटरडिपेंडेंसी को भी चेक करते हैं डेटा की. यदि हम कोई जैसे कोई बीमारी है उसके अंदर कोई टैबलेट वगैरह लिया है तो उस टैबलेट का इम्पैक्ट उसके ऊपर पड़ा है या नहीं है, तो इंटरडिपेंडेंसी के साथ साथ हम गुडनेस ऑफ फिट दोनों ही टेस्ट करते हैं.
एक्सीलेंट. मेडिकल साइंस में सबसे ज्यादा यूज आता है chi-square टेस्ट.
यस सर.
आपके पीछे भी जो चार्ट्स दिख रहे हैं हमारे को, यू आर फ्रॉम मेडिकल साइंस. These are the observations. One must keep on observing. Excellent, Durga ji. Excellent. Very good.
Thank you, sir.
And you are giving the examples also very relevant. Excellent.
Dipali ji. Yeah. Yes, please ask, Dipali ji.
Hello, sir. Sir, I think chi-square test is a test of independence, and it's a test for association between the how the variables are associated.
Correct. Very correct. Fine.
Without video, sir will not answer. Please.
Sorry.
Fine. It's okay. She has already done it. Fine. No.
Sonali ji. Yes, Sonali ji. Please unmute.
Hello.
Yes,
I'm audible. Good evening, sir.
Yeah. Good evening.
Sir, the chi-square test is divided into two. One is goodness of fit chi-square test, and another is Pearson's chi-square test. And as it is explained, as it is already explained, goodness of fit chi-square test is that in that one nominal variable is there, and we want to know the frequency occurrence of frequency of occurrence, right? And the Pearson's chi-square test is to ask the questions about the two nominal variables, and it can be used to determine whether the two nominal variables are associated in some manner or not.
So it's a test of association. You want to
It's a test of association.
Fine. Fair enough.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, welcome.
Yes, D. Vishnu Priya. Yes,
Okay.
D. Vishnu Priya. Please ask. Please unmute, Vishnu Priya.
Is it audible, sir?
Yeah.
Yeah, you are. Please come on.
Sir, it is a test of significance for attributes, sir, meant for attributes, not for variables, which cannot be measurable attributes. Chi-square test.
Actually, people take it interchangeably. So
Okay.
you are very correct.
Thank you, sir. This is
right. Okay. So let us proceed now. Okay. Yeah. So p-value we have gone for. Test of significance we have gone for. Significantly expected and all that observed values you have. This is short answer. T-test and ANOVA identifies. It identifies whether the mean of one group differs significantly from the mean of another group or groups. So what do correlation and regression identify? They actually they identify the relationship, and in regression what we see, we actually sometimes we forecast the results also, but all in the instances a significance value will be calculated identifying the likelihood that a particular outcome is reliable or not. So that is what is the actual use of the significance value. So what is the annotation? So within the context of the research, the social sciences, nothing is ever proved. So while we are just saying the hypothesis is proved, so hypothesis is not proved. It is demonstrated or supported at a certain level of likelihood or significance. So proved something will be right hand side equal to left hand side and hence proved. These type of things we do not do in statistics, because this is done in mathematics. Rather than in statistics, we always give the answer along with the value of the probability, to what extent we think, or to what is the confidence level, how much confident we are that our results are these. Okay, so that particular thing is seen in the, so the smaller is the p value, the greater is the likelihood that the findings are valid. Okay, so that's why I said that smaller is the p value, higher will be the confidence level, or you can say it is also called confidence. Whenever we say 95% confidence level, then it also means that it is at 5% significance level. Okay, it is generally accepted that if p value is less than 0.5 or 5%, then the result is considered to be statistically significant. Thus, when there is less than 1 in 20 probability that a certain outcome occurred by chance, then the result is considered statistically significance. 1 by 20 is nothing but that, again, 5% of it. Another frequency of the observed convention is that when a significant level falls between 0.05 and 0.10, then we say it marginally significant. But these days we are not at all considering anything which is marginally significant. We have to have a statistical significance, and statistical significance will come only at 95% of confidence. So even the significance level can be any of the things which can be fixed. So these all things are fixed. These all things, the significance level can be fixed, and we can just get the results accordingly. So when a researcher writes up the finding of a particular study, certain statistical information and the p-values are always included. Whether or a significant result has occurred or not is the key focus of most of the studies that involve statistics. And this is the reason why most of our research papers, when we write in a good journal, do not get accepted, because it is not supported with significance, the statistical significance levels of, and it can be calculated at for each and every statistics, whatever you calculate. And that's why statistics are called statistics only when it is accompanied by the significance level. So let us talk about normal distribution. What is a normal distribution? So I will not take much answers from you. I will just give you a brief history of a normal distribution. One of the first application of the normal distribution was to analyze the errors of the measurement made in astronomical observation in 17th century by Galileo. So he actually went for some astronomical observation. So these astronomical observation are the things which are natural one. Okay, so he noted that the errors are symmetric and occurred because of the imperfect instruments and imperfect observers. But only in 19th century it was observed that those errors followed a normal distribution. So the mathematician Adrian and the Gauss in 1809 developed a formula for normal distribution and showed that the errors are fit in well by this distribution. And the same distribution was, you can say, discovered by Laplace in 1778 when he derived the central limit theorem. He showed that even if the distribution is not normally distributed, the means of repeated samples from the distribution would be very nearly normally distributed. That is, means of repeated samples means that is the error within that. And that the large the sample size, closer the distribution of means would be to the normal distribution. And that's why yesterday I was saying that when it happens, when the things come closer to 30. So it was also observed that when the things come closer to 30, then we say the large sample is there. So large sample is a sample which is in which the sample which is more than 30. So why? Because as soon as the things started coming near to 30, the things have started coming into a normal distribution. So that's why. So Quetelet in 1846 was the first to apply the normal distribution to human characteristics. So before that, the things were applicable only to the rest of the things, means rest of the world, astronomical and other. So for human beings, it was applied in 1846 by Quetelet. So he noted that the characteristics such as the height, weight, strengths are also normally distributed. So the normal distribution is the most important and the most widely used distribution in the statistics. It is also called Gaussian curve after the name of the mathematician Carl Friedrich Gauss. Okay, the importance of normal curve has been derived primarily from the fact that the distribution of many natural phenomena are at least approximately normal, and that's why the procedure of testing difference between the means assumes the normal distribution. For example, heights of the adults human in the world, scoring averages of ICC players, IQ levels of resident of India. So whenever we are watching all these things or we observe all these things, if you see the heights of the people, there will be very less people who are very small, of very small height, and there will be very less people in the world who are abnormally of higher height. So most of the people will be in between. So both the tails, the tails will be small and the distribution in between will be more. So if you take weights of people, then also it will come. If you take you can say the heights we have already gone for. Suppose the running speed of the people, the ICC players score. So these all will be having a similar distribution, and that's why, and that is the reason, because the entire it is something which is naturally occurring. So it is naturally present, or we can say it is naturally omnipresent. It is naturally present in everywhere in the world. May it be, you can say, medical science, may it be astronomical science, may it be social science. So it is normally there. That's why, because it is normally there, it is called normal distribution. Otherwise it would have been called something else. So why normal distribution is normal distribution? Because it is omnipresent, it is present everywhere. So that's why, this is the reason why it is called normal distribution. So as the distribution means is very close to normal, the test work will, even if the original distribution is only roughly a normal one. That's why, so whatever, even the sample if we are taking will also must follow the normal distribution. If the population is normally distributed, we assume that our sample will also be having a normal distribution. And in order to ensure this, what we do, we actually take the random sample from the population. Okay, so there are some other distribution that that approximate normality but deviate in the predictable ways. So these are called skewed distribution. So let us go for this negatively skewed normal distribution, how it will be. So time records of runners in 10-kilometer race will have few values less than 30 minutes. None less than 26, but many values greater than 40 minutes. So what will happen if we are actually seeing the distribution of the time records of the runners of a 10-kilometer racers, those who are actually going for the race, you will find more people will be above the mean. So majority of the values will be lie above the average, and it will be called as a negatively distributed or negatively skewed curve. So most of the values will be more than the mean. So it will be called a negatively skewed distribution, because tail is long on the negative side. So when the tail will be long on the left hand side, it will be called negatively skewed, and when the tail will be long on the positive side, or you can say the right hand side, it will be called a positively skewed distribution. So another example of we can say for the positively skewed distribution, that there is a distribution of ages of the persons living in India. While there are individuals who are 1 year old and other who are 100 years old, there are far more 1 year olds. Okay, so here the population has more values, the mean, more values above the mean, and that's why it will be called as a positively skewed distribution. And there will be the tail will be longer towards the right hand side. Okay, so normal distribution, in normal distribution what will happen, the normal distribution is symmetric about the mean or the average value. In normal distribution, 68% of the values will lie between plus minus 1 and standard deviation, 95% of the values will lie between plus minus 2 standard deviation, and 99.7% of the value will lie between plus minus 3 standard deviation of the mean. So this will be a normal distribution. And even something very close to it, plus minus a little bit, will also be treated as a normal. And when we see the normality, we just proceed further with our other calculations also. So for example, average or a mean height of an Indian adult male is 69 inches. Okay, with a standard deviation of 4 inches. Thus 68% of the Indian men are between 5.5 and 6.1. So that is 69 plus minus 4. That is 95.5% of the Indian men are between 5.1 and 6.5. And 97% of Indian men are between 4.9 and 6. Mean these are the extremes which are plus minus 12 in the height. So accordingly, this will create a normal distribution on both the sides, if you see. So deviation has to be taken on both the sides. So likewise, this will create a normal distribution. Okay, so next is how will you measure the central tendency? So now there is one. So what just I asked. I think I was asking Varuna that will you calculate everything? Means if we have to calculate mean, median, and mode, how will you interpret it and how will you calculate? What is to be calculated when? This is again a very, very important thing. So we cannot use these measures of central tendencies interchangeably. So these are to be calculated very in a very sophisticated manner, and in a means it cannot be you cannot just change the values if one thing is not fitting. Okay, we will take the another thing. It should not be the practice. So measures of central tendency itself is a tedious. That's why it is called the law of averages, and sometimes Now let us just observe this person. Actually, what he did, he actually used these central tendencies interchangeably. Now, what happened? This was a person who actually wanted to cross this river, and he actually found the average depth of the river, and he found it to be 3 feet, and he thought that I am 6 feet or I am 5 feet, and the average depth of the river is 3 feet, because if you see it over here, so it is only 1.5 feet, 1.5 feet over here, here. So here also there was one measure. He might have measured it from here also. It might have come to be 8. So, and he took the average of the depth of the river, and found that my height is more than the average depth of the river, so I can actually cross this river. Now what happened? He drowned. And this is not called law of averages, this is called flaw of averages. And that's why I was just asking this, that whether can you use the central tendencies interchangeably. So the question is no, that we cannot use the central tendencies interchangeably. Mean cannot replace mode or median. Okay, so sometimes we have to go for something different. So accordingly, we have to think that what is to be done. So because central tendencies are the representative of one series or so. Okay, so it is like, so let us just the mean of the mean is the average of the distribution, and the sum of all the values divided by the number of values is the distribution. So if this is the distribution, what will be the mean? 3, 5, 7, 5, 6, 8, 9. What will be the mean? We have to add all this and divide it by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So what it will be? 6.14. So, and what is median? Median is the middle value of the distribution. So if the same distribution, if we take, what will be the median of this distribution? Don't say 5, because first this has to be arranged in increasing or decreasing order, and then we have to go for. Okay, so it is 6 over here, and the middle value, that is the middle value. If we have to reorder it means we have to arrange it in a increasing order. So 3, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is the this will come as a reorder of this particular series. And what is the middle value now? Middle value is 6 now. Okay, and a distribution, if it is if the even numbers is there, then we have to take the mean of 2 middle values. That will be the median as such. So the mode is the most frequently occurring value. So actual frequency is the mode, because it is occurring more and more. So the value which is occurring more and more over here is what? Which value is occurring most rather? So it's 5, because 5 occur most frequently twice, then other values are only occurring once. So this is about the central tendency. So actually central tendency is a representative of one group or the sample which we have taken. May it be a population, may it be a sample. So it actually, this is the one value which represents the entire group as such. That's why it is called central tendency. Next is your measures of variability around the mean. So the variance is the sum of the square deviation from the mean, and it has to be divided by n-1. Okay, so the variance of this distribution will be how much? We have to do it. So because mean was 6.14, so every value will be deducted by 6.14, and then we will divide it by n-1. So 7 are the values, so it will all be divided by 6, and you will get one figure, that is 4.1429. So this is the figure which we will be getting as such. So variance is used mainly for the computational purposes. So standard deviation is the more commonly used measure of the variability. So variance, instead of variance, what we use? Standard deviation mostly. So standard deviation is the positive square root of the variance, and for distribution, the same distribution, what will be the standard deviation? So as it is a positive square root of the variance, So the positive square root is already given. So what will we do? We will just under root it and we will get the standard deviation. Okay. So measurement of deviation from the normality, again, for measurement of deviation from the normality, we have to go for kurtosis. Okay, so kurtosis is a measurement of peakedness and flatness of a distribution. How much peaked it is and how much flat it is. A kurtosis value near 0 indicates that the shape is close to normal, and a positive value of the kurtosis indicates a distribution is more peaked than the normal, and negative value indicates that it is more flat than the normal. So extreme value of kurtosis can be plus minus 5, or it can be more than 5, which indicates that it is at the extreme. So the normal thing will be called a mesocrutic, which is a normal distribution. So platocrutic means, plateau means it is actually forming a you can say the flatted one, and leptocrutic, which is the positive kurtosis, which is actually more peaked it is. So a distribution can be more flat and more peaked, instead of it can also be left or the right skewed. So skewness and kurtosis are also one of the major. So kurtosis value between plus minus 1 is considered excellent for most of the psychometric purposes. Psychometric purpose includes all our social science purposes, but the value between plus 2 in many cases is also acceptable depending on the particular application we go for. So skewness measures to what extent the distribution of the values deviates from the symmetry around the mean. A value which is equal to 0 represent a symmetry or evenly balanced distribution. A positive skewness indicates a greater number or smaller values, and negative skewness indicates a greater number of larger values. Okay, sounds backward, but it is actually correct. So a skewness value between plus minus 1 is considered excellent for most of the psychometric purpose, and plus 2 is accepted for the other purposes also. I mean, that is also equally acceptable. So for this distribution, if we now let us just go for the maximum and minimum value also, because that is the measurement of the size of this distribution, to what extent, what is the range of this distribution. So for that we have to understand what is the maximum value, what is the minimum value in it, and what is the range, means what is the spread for that particular distribution. These are also again the statistics which are to be reported as a descriptive statistics. So some scores will also be there, that what is the total sum of the entire series. So these all things we have seen when we have pressed the button of the statistics at the time when we were doing. And further is a measurement of stability, that is the standard error of distribution. So standard error, it needs more explanation, so it can be taken even tomorrow also. So let us just take a few feedback or the questions, whatever, if you want to ask something. So remaining we will be taking tomorrow, or if we can continue now, you can Raviji can tell me, so I will be able to continue.
No sir, we can continue tomorrow sir, because it's 6:30 already.
Because you have already told me that you should not go beyond 6:15, but still I have taken 10 minutes more.
No, it's okay sir, everybody is enjoying sir, everybody is learning.
Yeah.
So if anyone wants to ask something, they can ask.
Yeah.
Or okay sir, I think we will continue tomorrow.
Or any other thing you would like me to just take up, I can take that up further. Any suggestions from your side regarding anything?
Any suggestions? Yeah, anything you want to say? Please, you can raise your hand, participants. Superb session. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. They have also written, thank you so much. Thank you so much once again, sir.
Thanks
for your patience, for your greatness, sir.
So tomorrow we will continue with the remaining portion for this. I think we have done more than what was to be done today.
Yes.
So we'll take up the remaining things from tomorrow and onwards. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. And participants, please, I request once again to submit the assignment quizzes. I have already
one more thing. This actually, see, these assignments and the quizzes are actually for your own evaluation. But as I am also putting a lot of efforts in order to make this, so I expect that all of you should also do it. because it will clear more of your doubts. And if you are having any problem in doing anything, or you are not convinced with your answer, or you need some sir, why it is happening, so you can always ask me, because some people have sent me their replies on my phone itself. So I have explained them on the WhatsApp itself that why their answer is not correct and what will be the correct answer. One confusing question I have already asked regarding the income, that if income is in group, what it will be, and if income is in you can say, if you have asked it in rupees, it will be a ratio. But when you have asked it in you can say the groups, then it will be a interval. No, it will be a ordinal. Yeah, it will be ordinal. Why it is ordinal? Because there itself it is an order that first, second and third will come up, right? Because higher income, lower income, these, because otherwise there is no purpose of categorizing it. So there it is like that. But if you are taking it as rupees, means you are not at all categorizing it. At that time it has to be, what, then it has to be ratio, because I can say that X person's income is double the Y, because you are now taking it in, you are taking the inputs in rupees. So these type of questions will clear your doubts, and your you can say you open up your insights and thinking also. So please keep on doing the assignments, and it is not it will not take more than 2-3 minutes, because
Seema ji, you want to ask something?
Yeah, Seema.
Yes, please unmute, Seema.
सर, जो आपने अभी बताया कि हम जो इनकम ले रहे हैं वो ऑर्डिनल तो समझ में आता है, बट मैं ये जानना चाहती हूँ कि हम उसे इंटरवल में भी तो करते हैं सर, कि जैसे सैलरी है वो 10,000 to 20 जिनकी है, 20 to 30 है, तो वो इंटरवल में नहीं आ सकता?
इंटरवल में यही एक इनकम ही ऐसी चीज है जो इंटरवल में भी आ सकता है, ऑर्डिनल में भी आ सकता है। अभी तो मेरे मुंह से पहले इंटरवल निकला था,
तो मैंने क्योंकि इंटरवल टिक किया था और वो रॉन्ग था।
वो रॉन्ग इसलिए था क्योंकि एक्चुअली नॉर्मली अगर अपन किसी चीज को ग्रुप में डालते हैं तो एक्चुअली होता क्या है, व्हेन वी आर डूइंग मल्टीपल चॉइस क्वेश्चन ना, सो द मोस्ट एप्रोप्रिएट चॉइस इज टू बी टेकन. So now it totally depends on the hypothesis, right? The hypothesis, yes, if you are taking a hypothesis as such, then it can come in interval also. Okay, so it is both. When actually it totally depends on the way you take it, how you are taking, what is your purpose. Accordingly, you have to just select the majors.
Sir, right? That means my answer is also right.
Yeah, why not? Definitely, you are right.